country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, and to serve Nigeria with all my strength. Now so it's supposed to be. Anywhere you do for Nigeria, they watch us for ITV, they watch us online for Facebook, for YouTube. I did for Benin City, Edo State, South Nigeria. I did for Fabi Akpata Primary School for Oredo for Benin City. However, they say if you see something, say something. The landlord and landladies and the tenant and the people where they stay for this environment come see what they do to Fabi Akpata Primary School. Hey, whoa. They say if you see something, say something. No. That's why those state government protection property now don't talk say those people where they stay around this area where they do business like all those scavengers, say all of them go move. That's why she said they don't bring bulldozer now to take care of it. But make I go show you wetin human being do to our primary school, Fabi Akpata Primary School, where they for Yahoo for Benin City and those states South Nigeria. Before they resume, so the teachers and the students, they surprised say their zinc they don't pull them. Their window, they don't pull them. Their door, they don't pull them. Let me say they pull them, they don't thief all, they vandalize and they don't thief them. This is the time when Edo State government go make sure say security, like all this our Edo State security network, security suppose they all our primary and secondary school for Edo State to protect them, because once teacher don't teach finish, he go still go out because teacher na human being, headmaster na human being. But make I go show you what did they do to Fabi Akpata Primary School. Will they look for who do am?
Waiting they happen.
Now waiting they happen. Now waiting they happen. Now waiting they happen.
Hey, whoa! Fabi Akpata Primary School for Oredo local government, Benin City. Hey, whoa! Hey! Be breeze carry am. Now people enter here, vandalize them, vandalize the roof, vandalize the window, vandalize the door inside Benin City. Fabi Akpata Primary School. Once students don't close, people go to enter. Some people they sleep this compound. Some don't make here their house. This is what people can do to people. All the chairs, come here. All the chairs were there here, they thief all of them. Windows, when they come out, make they show you. Hey God. Fabi Akpata Primary School for Oredo local government for Benin City. All the aluminum roof, now be zinc aluminium. They remove all. Who do this thing? Government must take action. That's why government, Edo State Government Protection Agency, Eugene Collins and his squad, they don't swing into action now. Okay. They remove all the chairs, all the iron windows. Okay. Not be breeze do this one. If not breeze was this year, they vandalized the aluminum roof and the windows and the chairs. Before this aluminum red roof completes, the windows and door complete, the chairs complete. What's at now? You know they again no. So that's the door. It never finish oh. It never finish oh. Hey well. the aluminum roof, the iron window, this dust today, I don't remove them. That's why Edo State government now must swing into action. First of all this our Edo State security network, we need to deploy some of them. May they go to guide our primary and secondary school. Because before, security be the day primary and secondary school, but for the past years, even my own mother self na retired principal, when me they grow up, you go see I'm say security the day. But go our primary school, go our secondary school, no security for our school. Now before they resume, they don't vandalize them. Aluminum roof, iron window, chairs. But landlord and landladies, community people, tenant and people where they stay for this environment, for this Iyaro, for this Iyaro Yekiya, where una dey? Fabi Akpata Primary School, where una dey? No be abandon government, abandon this project too. After government don't build that, people done the school here. People enter the school compound, remove. But some of them, they don't put allegation. Some say na scavengers, some say na me, some say na you. Now the big question be say, who come vandalize this aluminum roof when they roof this primary school? Now be the question. Who come vandalize the aluminum roof and the iron window and the chairs? What this Fabi primary school? Some say na me, some say na you. Have to go round.
Waiting they happen.
Okay. Everybody there.
You need water. You need give him water. Don't be small water. Stop paper. Need.
Condemn iron, condemn laptop, condemn fridge, condemn AC, condemn carton, condemn aluminium, condemn rubber. Because of that matter where you see dust now, that's why those state governments send Edo State Government Protection Property, Edo State Government Protection Property Agency. Make sure every person with the move. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, and to serve Nigeria with all my strength. That's so it's supposed to be. All these people, so where you see for here, they be scavengers. Their work now to they look for condemn, and condemn. And now here they gather them before they carry them, go where we say factory, where we say they buy them from them. But however, government they talk say the place where we say therefore they do this business here not supposed to be the right place. Say they don't occupy government land because of some kind win on the happen. Say now so they vandalize, now so they do this one. These boys say they not get hand for all this matter. Say their work now to they enter location to location, look for condemn iron, condemn tire, condemn rubber. Yes. Now this condemn, then they take they put food for their mouth. Government say some people enter government school, go vandalize them. But they say no be them, vandalize them. Say their work now to they enter different place, they carry condemn zinc, condemn iron to they gather. And now here they take they get their daily job. But government say they don't want to see them here. And most of them don't still encroach the moat. Government said they not go agree, they continue to they gather all these things here. But my country here, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, and to serve Nigeria with all my strength. Now be smart, you know. Edo State Government Protection Agency, they don't swing into action. Say they not go agree. Make any person build house on top of moat, or they do any kind of yama inside moat, because this Benin moat na Edo heritage. But
also waiting they happen.
Condemn iron, condemn zinc, condemn laptop, condemn handsets, condemn zinc. However, anywhere you there for Nigeria, they watch us. We must continue to thank you for the time you take. They watch us for ITV. They watch us online for Facebook, for YouTube. Not be smart, you know. You know, say for the past years, Edo people don't they complain about this condemn. What do they call scavengers? Scavengers. Yes, as an area journalist, some good scavengers dey, why some bad one dey. For life, people dey wey be say they thief, why some people dey wey not the thief. But you go see am say everywhere you go dey hear condemn from different area. Many things can dey happen. People can dey complain say their property they miss for their area, for their compound. Different things. Even so they even come they enter people house. So they even enter government schools, primary and secondary school. They vandalize the zinc. But some of them say not be them. Oh. But this place when I did so, I did for a year, and that are the Benin moat. One of the biggest challenge we say, those state government say they don't want any person. We go build house on top of the moat, we go cover the moat, or we go they do business for inside the moat. But inside this moat, these scavengers they enter inside. However, all this place so Now these scavengers they stay. Some of them they sleep here. Now here they gather all these things before they come carry and go the big company before big lorry go come carry, but they'll first gather them all year. But government don't come here, come destroy them now. The question now be say, government say they give them notice before they come here. Government say that they suspect this place. Edo State government say that they suspect this place. That's why the Oga Eugene Okoli say when they in charge of Edo State government protection property, don't swing into action. He say he don't fair give them notice. So condemn wood, condemn zinc, condemn iron, condemn laptop, condemn TV, condemn rubber, condemn.
Also, waiting they happen.
You know, say government say government not dey flow. Since they happen, government say any person wey build any property for government land say they'll call destroy am. You know here, say this our Fabi Akpata Primary School. Say the aluminium roof, the window, the door. Say the dirty for the costellar for you.
So I hear oh, na so we hear for you. Now we catch them go give who the portion they so. They don't pack our window, wood, everything. They don't sell the aluminium when they sell Fabi Akpata. School when me go, they don't sell our property finish. Now go now. Let me go Fabi Akpata now go school one. Let me go. They don't sell our property.
I enter the school just now. The aluminium roof.
It don't finish. They don't even do a new one put again. They don't effective the former one. Everything don't finish for our school. Make they pursue them, make they go. They are wahala too much.
Who you they suspect now? Community area.
Nah, Boki the park cannot be community area. We don't get boys for this community again. Nah, Boki the carry and we don't fair cash there. Go give community boys.
Community don't trouble.
Nah, Boki the do not be community boys.
Not be community.
No, community boys not get this area. Nah, Boki the do.
Okay. They not for. They use
Nah, they do.
Go for.
We the cash them.
So people don't talk say make government put security for this our primary and secondary school.
That's the best. They need security for primary school. Most of this Fabi Akpata way they go see go this night oh.
Eh?
They go this night. They go there this night. This night they go there. They need security for that place. And not be only here all the whole secondary school, primary school. We need security for there. Not be only here. See that college there, Mota there. Ministry of Education. They don't finish everything. Nah, security where they there and save us so.
But Ministry of Education.
Better young. Where Aboki park for there they say. We dey see them now. How we want do the who want go meet. Everywhere don't spoil, everywhere cast oh. We don't know want do Aboki for this area. Make the help us oh. Okpewolo help us. May help us. May come to our rescue. All of them, yes. Now we dey since now. With other nets go dey here. Bo. If you don't enter then Aboki now they destroy. We don't want to go.
No be alleged now.
Okay, say na Aboki they destroy. Now the school I go, I did this area. Now Aboki they destroy. Not be another person. If you hold the Alaji, you come bed them.
Alaji will come out.
If you hold them, Alaji go bed them. Now they bed them.
All this one.
Alaji, that one that they would not fair hold on. Alaji come bed them. Where we are Nika, blue Nika. Alaji come bed them. Last week for here we see hold on. He take for inside their market there. As he run a job better moat. One security guy can't cash on. Before you know, you go change the shirt where we are. You can't change color of Nika where we are. Change the shirt. You know, no say the brother Noah. The brother put a cup for him. The carry the cup take wrong.
Carry a cup wrong. No be lie.
Make government say security go there.
No.
Oga, I still blame government because now the government supposed to checkmate these people. We now be Igbo man. You just imagine where I go want talk about these people here. The way even say on 2 occasions they don't vandalize things for workshop here. They don't vandalize cars here, up to 5 cars when they pay almost 12 million naira now. You get one Cadillac where they that outside. They cut all the wires. So even when I report the matter to state CID, they turn the matter. They just turn the matter against me. At the government they destroy. These boys, they still go there, go cut palabita nozzle.
You know say that nozzle na pump no, that nozzle na copper, na be na aluminium. Na copper.
Na copper.
They cut am.
They cut and they just cut and come out. They all cut am. For you to know say, if you're this your mic now, if you say me you peace for here now, come you know see.
Bosu. Waiting they happen.
Mr. Eugene Okolise. How's everybody? Chairman, Edo State Public Protection Property. Okay. Waiting make you go drive those aboki with the back of Fabi Akpata Primary School. And people say, why Edo State government send you? Because we don't say so many of our primary and secondary school and most people don't vandalize and people don't build up. But what make you go there today?
Because of the schools when they don't, that they attack our infrastructures. Now taxpayers' money. Now might not be now those state money, not be one person get, not be governor get. Now me and you money. If you go now, you go discover say if you they sell something for house, they will say bring receipts. Now tax will they pay so to the back to the government. And now that money when government they gather, they do them. We know if we gather go build school, one idiot from another area, from another this thing go just come because if they hungry, they go just lose and go sell and give a bookie, and they will go sell them. They will carry and come up for the state. What they did in Fabi Akpata, what did they do for there? They go remove the roof, go back to the back of the school, use every power like say nobody if you do anything, go use and build where they stay. But don't in Fox time, if you go Fabi Akpata now, go like make you drive this there. They don't remove almost all the roof finish.
I got there today now.
Then as I that one not reach them, only yesterday we go there, they want to resume school, they don't remove the whole roof. So now we begin to trace them. Anybody when we trace and go their place, we don't set up committee now. Anybody when we trace and go in dump, go use caterpillar, go demolish that place. You can see what we saw there today. There were more than over 3,000 people living in that. They stay for that Bagoro house. Over 3,000 people. When with the demolition, they won't begin fight. They found 5 persons for in town.
Okay. You the suspect say that those people on a community youth or on a layman or on a people.
Nah, I see the roof. Don't be where person seeing things they collect them. I see the roof, the exact roof for that place. They take and build their own houses. So not them. They not deny say not be them. Their guy go call their guy Balabasi, the state chairman. I tell her, I give them, I follow due process. I gave them 21 days ultimatum to pack away from that place, and they refuse to pack. So if they refuse to pack, now I use caterpillar help them take pack them. And this is not just if they talk about moat. Whoever built for moat, make it no say wahala don't come. Yes.
Whoever built for a moat.
On top of moat, make it no say wahala don't come. Because moat land food be make they go. Their papa get land, not be moat. You go the cover boat, they build land, to build house put.
When I talk to these people, they say now condemn television, condemn fridge, condemn laptop, condemn asset, condemn iron, everything condemn. Now they buy.
No, I go fit carry you go there now, go show you the zinc. If you want me to show you, I will go show you. They were their oga did there. I can give you their oga's number, make it confirm what they tell you. Their state chairman, he did there now. Why would I go? What did they do me? Hausa people, I grew up in the north and Hausa land now for grow now. I get for Kaduna State now, so why would I go and be attacking them? I live in Sabotasha. My house for Kaduna, they stay house. I know we know they go. Our people they go Kaduna. They know they still build their this thing. Go they stay for Bacha. Make they go see go here go rent house. Now war comes so.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, as an area journalist, the investigation don't show say most of this our primary and secondary school where they for Edo State security not there where they gather more.
Yes, I just come up for meeting now. I don't go talk to with the whole meeting. The Edo State government don't tell them say make they carry security go give all the schools. That is about 1,000 plus.
Bosu. Waiting they happen.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Hello and welcome to WIC, Women in Conversation. This is where women sit together to discuss things that are happening amongst us, especially the women. Do we talk about men? Yes, we do sometimes, when it is very, very necessary, especially when we're talking about marriage, talking about DNA and all that. But this is a room for women where we discuss, where we'll laugh, where we'll chit-chat, as you might call it. Anyway, it's a new episode, new production, and I am saying Happy New Year to you viewers. It's been a while, so we say Happy New Year and thank God we made it to 2026. Anyways, like as usual, I don't do this alone. I have my pretty women, my guests, always here to analyze some of the topics that we'll be discussing today. And on my right, I have Princess Edith Madejemo, who is a household name. She is the CEO Golden Touch Collection. Edith.
Good morning, Happy New Year, and thanks for having me.
Happy New Year, and welcome as usual. And to my left, we have Ayo. The thing about Ayo, let me talk about Ayo before introducing her. I have been pursuing Ayo to join us on WIC because she has a lot to talk about. She has a lot to educate us on. But of course, Ayo is a very busy person. Thank God she made it through to us today. She is Ayo Ali Balogun. Ayo Ali Balogun is a management consultant. Ayo, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You also pretty. I told you behind the camera, I like your earrings, so I'm going to take it. Anyway, thank you for joining us again. And let's just go straight to today's discussion. Ladies, it's been a problem, mothers, especially these young mothers these days, they shy away from discussing the adult talks with their daughter. And so the question is, when is the right time to start the discussion with your daughter on adult talks? I know you understand what I mean when I say adult talks. Princess, let me start with
you. I'm actually on that table right now.
Wow.
And at times it gives me goosebumps when I'm talking about it. But the way that we have to talk about it. As an intentional parent, you just have to be open to some extent. I don't think there is a perfect time for it, in as much as you watch your child or your girl child growing from 7 years, you can start at least educating her about herself. Then thereafter, from 10 years, I think you can start introducing some talk to her. Especially, I have this topic I introduced to myself and my daughter, mom and daughter night. We used to do it every Friday or Saturday night. At times, once or twice in a month, we do it. And that is the time we talk.
How old is your daughter, if I might ask?
She's almost 10. She's 9, going to 10. So we have mom and daughter nights, and at times, these nights are the nights we talk. At times, she will jot some things down about me that she wants to tell me. Or about me, because I used to tell her, what do I do that you don't like? We parents, we can be somehow at times. So, and she will put it down. She's looking forward to that mother and daughter night that she'll tell me, Mommy, you used to do this and I don't like it. It makes me sad. As those points that she pointed out to me that makes her sad, I have to look into it. At times give her excuse. Then that is the time I have to talk to her about this adult talk. It's never too late when you start from 8, because you don't know where they go. You can't be with them all through. They go to church, they go to children party, you may be there. They go to school, you may be there with them at that children party, but you won't be playing with them. Maybe you just sit at the corner where the parents sit, and they will mingle with their friends. They go to school. You don't know what the other parents are teaching their children. And some of these things come from school. Do you understand? So I would say from 8 years, because from 8 years, an 8-year-old girl child should understand what you are talking about. We're able to get the message. You understand? So I would say from 8 years, you start telling them their body and how to associate with the opposite sex.
Okay. Thank you, Princess. Now, Princess had said from 8 years. But some mothers will tell you, 8 years child, is a baby. I'm still, bathing for her and all that. I don't want to start talking to her about the adult talk at 8 years. Do you agree with her, or what exact time do you think is the right time for one to start discussing adult talk with the children? Let me remind you that some children, like you said, at 8 years are fully blown with everything. Everything, when I mean everything, I have seen a lot of them. So when do you think is the right time to start talking?
So personally, I think much earlier.
Okay. Earlier than 7?
Earlier than 7. And I must mention this. I don't know if you remember this lady, Auntie Jessica Obioma. She used to be there. And she told me many years ago and said, have you educated your daughter on her body and private? My daughter was 4 years at that time.
Wow.
I thought, strange. And she said, no.
She's a child, because you still have some children wearing Pampers at 4.
Right. So I remember visiting her and she said, no, you tell her here, if anybody touch you, no. Because abuse, someone who is looking for a prey would not leave children under 8. As long as a child begins to, the cognitive develops and the child can assimilate, you understand, you begin to, in the language that the child would understand, you get. Even when they're playing, nobody touch you here, don't, like that. Break it beat by beat. You'd be surprised that by age 8, like you said, a lot of children, I know when I was much younger, a girl had started her monthly period at the age of 8.
Wow.
So you can imagine such a girl. Of course, she has womanly body and everything. Now, what do you think would happen if that child hadn't been well groomed?
Okay, that's it.
You understand? Now you also have some children are very adventurous. They're curious. There's so many things online today that they see and they want to explore. You see young children, I query a lot of the Nigerian movies where, they're very explicit when it comes to trying to describe adult scenes. And I think the census board should look into that. I think it's just too much for me. So I think the earlier, as soon as a child can recognize and assimilate, 8, 2, 3, nobody touch you here, okay? Anybody touch you there, you tell mommy. Because it starts a predator starts to groom a child. I say, if you tell your mommy, I'll beat you. If I tell your mommy, I kill you. I'll kill your mommy. You understand? So you want to start building the confidence of that child as early as possible. And I love what you do, Princess, with your daughter, the mother and daughter. I wish, I had
talk.
The mom. Yes, I wish I knew that when my child was that age. But I think that's brilliant, and I'm going to propagate it. It's brilliant, and I love the fact that you are encouraging her to pen down her thoughts about your actions.
You. Yeah.
I remember once my daughter said to me, I was like, tell me, and she was like, no, I don't want to tell you because if I tell you now, when you're angry, you say it.
Oh shit! I know how you feel that. I know.
And it never left me. It never left me.
Okay, so let's come to that. What did you think you did wrong that made her to, get to that extent of saying, if I tell you this, the day you're angry, you bring it up to use it against me. Where did you go wrong in this?
So, with parenthood, nobody has a manual. So you come up, and then life has a way of, forming you. And you, the kind of person you are, determines. So this is me, who is a go-getter, and then my daughter at that time was a very quiet introvert. You could hardly hear her. So I become very exasperated. I told her
because you're not acting like me.
Like me.
Why are you this quiet?
And guess what? Yes,
firebrand now.
Firebrand.
She was just forming. She was just forming.
No. That's language forming. No, I don't think she was forming. She was watching you.
Yeah, no. So
that was her forming stage.
Molding.
Yes, was molding. That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
See, it comes in. Sorry, darling.
Yes.
It comes in different way. Like your daughter said, if I tell you what you do now, if I tell you what's happening, you use it against me.
Yeah.
I just imagine how you feel. It has happened to me actually. My own was smacking. So like you did something, I'll smack you. So there was something happened in school and she didn't tell me. I get to know, I think the third day or the other day, and I queried her. I said, you told me everything. Because I made it a point of duty that when I come to pick her, right from the car, we're already discussing.
How did the day go?
Even if I'm on call, once I drop that call, start telling me, start talking. Don't wait for me to ask you. We started it when she was little. So start telling me the things I couldn't enjoy when I was growing. I want my daughter to enjoy it. I enroll in all these different platforms, just to learn how to be a better mother, a better parent. I do. So I ask, I say, once I drop my phone, anything you think you should tell me, start talking. Don't wait for me anymore to start asking you. So I got to know 3 days after, and I asked her, why didn't you tell me? She was mute. For some time, I was like, am I talking to you? She said, yes. Did you hear what I said? She said, yes. I said, why didn't you tell me? And she said, if I tell you, you will smack me. That's just as you said, it got to my brain like, so this girl can keep secret from me because I will smack her.
So how did you correct that?
Oh, so whenever she tells me things that would have make me smack her, I will not smack her. I will just hold on and correct her that part, I would have beat you. But I don't want to beat you, so you can keep telling me.
Okay.
Are you getting me? So because of after that scenario, such a thing never happened.
Ayo, I have had a young lady who came to meet me and said to me, I like the relationship you have with your daughter. I have just one daughter. I have the relationship you have with your daughter, but I do not have that relationship with my daughter. My daughter was actually very grown at the time she was talking to me about it, but her daughter was about 7 or 9. So she doesn't have that relationship that her daughter prefers to go talk to her dad. And then most times when her daughter wants to use her undies or, zipper, she goes meet her dad. Daddy, do my zipper for me. Where do you think that mother went wrong for the daughter to have stayed away from her and rather talk with the father?
All right. So a lot of women, query, oh, my children prefer the father, or that this.
I don't say
anything wrong with that. And I think, the father also has a right to enjoy special bond
with the
daughter and with the son. So, we can't tell, even as adults, we don't choose who to love or who we fall in love with romantically. And now when it comes to bonding, there's this special thing that it just happens. I don't think your mother went wrong, and I don't think she should beat herself over it. She should leverage on the father and daughter relationship to get, her own space, which is, complements that relationship, encourage the relationship, and the girl would begin to trust her enough to say, oh, mom is chilled with this, and bring her in. I want to have her as the third man in that relationship instead of trying to, form her own and by breaking it. I don't think so. I think the father has a right to have a special bond with his daughter, and I don't think the mother went wrong. And she should just leverage on the special father and daughter relationship, which I love, and promote it, encourage them, and they would naturally drag her along. I think.
Fantastic. They will naturally drag her. I just hope she's listening, because she was very worried. She came and then she was complaining. My daughter doesn't have this bond you have with your daughter. But I built that bond with my daughter.
It's not a one-day thing.
It wasn't a one-day thing. Absolutely. Just like she said, I started this mother-daughter talk. I made her to know that she has to tell me everything. She's free to discuss anything with me. And then we became very close, In fact, don't worry. You see the two of us, you think we're friends. Yeah, she's very grown now. Anyway, let's go on a short break. We will be right back to continue this discussion. It's WIC. Welcome back. It's WIC, Women in Conversation, and we're still here. I still have Edith in the house, and then Ayo Alibalogun is still here. We were talking about the right time to discuss adult issues with your girl child. But anyway, everybody here has said their own how to handle it and how to go about it. I just hope you viewers out there listened and learned from these two women here. So we're going to be moving on, still on the girl child. Yes, a lot of people will say it's a boy child, not a child. The boy child is also molested, okay? It's not just the girl child, but it is very common with the girl child. We have seen very recently where we see 11-year-old girls being pregnant. We see the pictures and videos everywhere, and it's beginning to become a thing of concern, So that is why I chose for us to discuss this today. A boy child is also very, very molested, just like a female child. But let's move on to the girl child. Still on the girl child, dating. When is the right time for a girl child to start dating?
Right. Sorry. So before I go into that, permit me, I'm also very passionate about the boy child. The boy child, any child, male or female, is vulnerable.
Very, very.
And must be educated. You have, boys child sodomized by older caregivers or people around, or also explored to adults things by the older female caregiver.
True.
So it is important whether you have a girl child or boy child to educate them on how to keep their private. So back on track.
But thank you for that. So back on track. When do you think is the right time for a girl child to start dating? We are concentrating on the girl child today.
Right.
We could bring in the boy child later on, but for the girl child, when is the right time for a girl child to start dating? Romantically.
Now, so when you say dating, I found that in recent times that I think our generation would say dating is immediately you're kissing, you're going to bed and all of that. But apparently when you say dating, it's just you're going out for drinks, you're going out for movies. Then from the dating stage, you have the talking stage, and then so there are different stages according to the millennials and the Gen Zs.
Yeah.
So now, for the girl child, any child, especially female, who is smart enough to get into the adult space, that is the university, is open to and susceptible to things like that. Now, you can imagine a girl child. So this child goes to university at the age of 16 or 17. I think there was a law. I don't know if they reversed it now that the girl, you can't get into university in Nigeria until you're 7 age.
Yeah. That law just started last year, sometimes last year.
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Was it 2, 3 years ago?
I think yes, maybe to 2024 or early 2025. Yeah. So, but if a girl child is old enough to get into university, smart enough to get into university, and finds a guy that she finds, to be honest, all of us at some point when we were in secondary school had crush on one person or the other. Sure. But in the university, you can encourage, because most, and from experience, I'll tell you that it's actually better for them to begin to have an open mind about having, healthy relationship, not amorous relationship with opposite sex. Not that early. So when we say dating, are we talking about just going on, my friend is visiting me and the works? Yeah, I think 8, 16, as long as you're in the university, I'm cool with that. But even if you're in the secondary school and, they do the dating, but they won't call it dating. They call it hangout. So we need to define clearly what we mean by dating.
And that is why I said dating romantically, not the hangouts. It's not even hangouts. We hear children say, I'm going for a sleepover in my friend's house. Oh. Yes, a sleepover. So we're going to be touching the sleepover thing, because I have a friend that has a particular issue about her daughter going for a sleepover. She also came to report that case to me. But let's go to you, Edith. Let's talk about the dating before we go to the sleepover.
To me, I won't say there's a particular age frame for dating. But like she rightly said, when a girl child is smart enough to be in the university, I think she's open for anything that comes to dating. Because in the university, you have mixed people, you have people, you have people that you crush on, that crush on you. And I think at that stage, you can express yourself, and another guy also is bold enough to express themselves, unlike when they were in the secondary school. At this stage, they are very expressional, and you are open for that. Then you should prepare your child, your daughter, ahead of this stage. Although they should also prepare their mind ahead of it, that, okay, now you, my daughter, you are going to the university. Mind you, are going to come across, Peter, you're going to come across some men that will admire you. Admiring you doesn't mean they want to take you to bed. You can associate. You can date anybody, but not the romantic part of it. You understand?
Yes.
Not going to bed. Then while dating, communication, like you said, stage by stage, communication, going out for lunch, for dinner, at times you party. It's an agreement. From the beginning of that dating, you spell out what you want. You understand? We want to just be friends. I love you and I like you. Let's be friends until I get to 20.
Don't you think that word love is heavy for just being friends. I mean,
No. It can't be heavy. You can love somebody and still respect that person's opinion.
But that's actually what love is. Love
Yeah.
is respect.
So I love you and I want to date you. You can accept to date the person and not going to bed. And not romantically entangled.
And that's where...
Are you getting it? Then you can be there for each other. You can have lunch together. You can go to party together. And you can still remain clean. Until the time that appointed time that you said, okay, you can just reach an agreement like, I want to be 20. I want to get to 21. I want to do it when I'm a graduate.
Okay. We'll
you
come to that. Yes. Let's
now,
go to you.
It brings us back to those adult education you've been giving your child.
Thank you.
So it's cumulative. Now you now see how successful you can measure your performance by how your girl child responds to all of this. Now she has a freedom. Has she all of a sudden forgotten all the education you have given her over the years? And that is where you also don't sit back or rest on your oars as a mother. You still go on, Let the girl child be open to, exploring.
But you know that in this Gen Z age, they are actually very different, okay? Back when they get to school, all the children are coming from different homes, different upbringings, different background. What you told your daughter is not what I probably would have told my daughter. Do you know there's some parents, there's some mothers who would say, if you meet a senator, that will spoil you. Go ahead to do that.
Oh, you have parents that can encourage their children to do all sorts.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So how do you maintain that that's good upbringing, that's good conversation you have had with your daughter before going to the uni? How do you continue to maintain that so she doesn't get to be lured by a child coming from a different background?
Constant talking. I would say, like she said, you don't relax. Like you've done your part, and the rest is there, left for her to decide. You still keep talking. Keep still talking, and once in a while, talk to her, call her. You can bump into her. I like to do that once in a while. Just go to school unannounced, and you know where your child is. Like all the teaching all along, she has to put them to practice. If you have been teaching her from the age of 9, 10, and now she's free. There are some children that are free. When they see freedom, it looks as if you'll be caging them. They'll just go haywire. But there are some children, even when they have that freedom, they will still be able to maintain that, character that they brought from the house. Like, okay, this is what my mom said I shouldn't do. I shouldn't be found in this company. I shouldn't be found in this company. But mind you, evil communication corrupts good manners. It does happen. It does.
So that's what I'm saying.
Kids,
how do you curb that?
Even when you give them all the home training, all the training that you think you should give your child or your daughter, when they go out there, they do something else. Some children are actually two-faced. I'm sorry to say. Some children are two-faced. They come home, they are very innocent. They are very innocent. They are very decent. They are very calm and reserved. If you see them out there, if you have a picture of how your daughter behaved out there, you will be able to...
Let's take it from Edith saying some children are two-faced. How do you identify a child that is two-faced?
So, by and large, all of these things, the adult talks you have with your child, it's not just the adult talk you have with your child. You have other talks too. What is your value as a woman? Are you able to communicate your value as a woman to your husband, to your daughter, to your son? What is the value as a family? These are the things that you have to build over time. This family should be known to be a family of peace and integrity, accountability. It's not a function of somebody knocks and, who is that? Tell them that I'm not in the house. Tell them I'm not in the house. It's the landlord has come to Your child will learn not just by what you say, but by what you do. So when they now have the freedom, because over the years you have exemplified true leadership, the type of leadership that you would want to see in your child. Parents get asked, would you want your child to act the way you have acted in certain situations?
Oh, okay.
They keep mute.
They keep mute. So it bothers on values.
Okay. We are going to be rounding off this episode. Just 1 minute, one word, not 1 minute, one word to mothers out there.
Train up a child in a way that he will grow. That when he grows, he will not depart from it.
Ayo.
As a mother and as a caregiver, love. And be free to express love. Let I love you not be a once in a while thing. You may not have the opportunity tomorrow to say I love you.
Wow. We've come to the end of this episode. Actually, it did say train up a child properly. Let me, brief it there. And Ayo says love. Learn how to love and let the love not be a one-day thing. Continuously. That's what you want there. Keep telling your daughter, I love you. Even your boy child, I love you at every minute. Anyway, it's been an amazing time out with these women. Thank you so much, Edith, for coming. And thank you, Ayo, for being here today. And it is a wrap here from us here on WIC. We'll see you next time.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Market Survey. On this edition of Market Survey, we are here to know the current price of palm oil and groundnut oil here in the market. It is no longer news that the increase in fuel prices has affected sales, as traders are now lamenting over the increase in transportation due to fuel prices. So we are currently in the market to get to know the current price of palm oil and groundnut oil, if it has reduced or it is still on the high side. I am Stephanie Notoriua.
In recent times, the rising cost of living in Nigeria has taken a new turn, with the prices of essential food items continuing to increase across market. Among the most affected are two everyday good cooking staples, palm oil and groundnut oil. Once considered affordable and easily accessible, these products are now becoming increasingly expensive, placing a growing burden on both traders and consumers. On this edition of Market Survey, we'll take you around the market to get to know the current price of palm oil and groundnut oil. But before we go into the market, palm and can be quite heavy. After harvesting, the palm fruit bunches are gathered and transported to a processing site. In many rural areas, this transportation is done using motorcycles, wheelbarrows, or small vehicles. With the increase in fuel prices, moving this fruit from the farm to the processing point has become more expensive. At the processing site, the first step is sterilization. The palm fruit are boiled in large drums or metal containers. These help to soften the fruit and make it easier to separate them from the bunch. It also helps to reduce the risk of spoilage. Once boiled, the fruit are removed and allowed to cool slightly. They are then stripped from the bunches, either manually or using simple tool. This stage requires time and effort, especially when done in large quantities. The next comes the pounding or digestion stage. The softened fruit are pounded using mortars and pestles or processed using mechanical digesters where available. These steps help to break down the fruit plump and release the oil. After pounding, the mixture is transferred for pressing. In traditional settings, this is done manually where the pump is used to extract the oil. In more modern setup, manual machines are used to press out the oil more efficiently. The extracted oil is then mixed with water and heated again. This allows the oil to separate from impurities and water. The oil, being lighter, rises to the top and is carefully scooped out. Finally, the oil is fitted and stored in containers such as keg or drums ready for transportation to the market. Each of these stages, from harvesting to processing and transportation, requires labor, time, and energy, all of which are affected by rising fuel costs. Groundnut oil production also begins at the farm, where groundnut are cultivated and harvested. Once the groundnut are ready, they are uprooted from the soil and left to dry. Drying is an important step as it reduces moisture and makes the nut easier to store and process. After drying, the groundnut are shared to remove the outer covering. This can be done manually or with the help of machines. The shell nut are then cleaned to remove dirt, stones, and other unwanted materials. The next stage is roasting. The groundnut are roasted to enhance oil extraction and improve the flavor of the oil. This process requires heat, often generated using firewood, charcoal, or fuel-powered equipment. After roasting, the nut are ground into a paste using grinding machine. This paste contains both oil and solid particles. The paste is then subjected to pressing. In local setting, manual pressing may be used, while larger producers using mechanical presses to extract the oil. This stage separates the oil from the solid residue, often called cake. The extracted oil is not yet ready for consumption. It undergoes filtration to remove impurities. In some cases, it is further refined to improve its color, taste, and shelf life. Finally, the clean oil is packaged into bottles, keg, or containers and transported to market for sales. Just like palm oil, every stage of groundnut oil production depends on transportation, energy, and labor. From moving a harvested nut to processing centers, the operating machines, and distributing the final product, the cost of fuel plays a major role. Today, producers and traders say the cost of processing this oil has increased drastically, from moving raw materials from farm to processing site to transporting finished product to the market. Every stage now requires more money than before. In many markets, traders explain that the price of a keg or bottle of palm oil has risen sharply within a short period. The same can be said for groundnut oil, which is gradually becoming a luxury from some households. For consumers, the effect is immediate and personal. Families are now forced to buy in smaller quantity or seek cheaper alternative. Food vendors and restaurant owners are now adjusting their prices as the cost of cooking oil continue to rise. But beyond the market stall and kitchen tables lies a deeper story, one that connects production, transportation, and economic realities. The increase in fuel prices has created a chain reaction affecting not just how goods are moved, but how they are produced and sold. On this edition of Market Survey, we take a closer look at the rising cost of palm oil and groundnut oil, exploring their journey from production to the market and examine how these changes are affecting traders, producers, and customers alike.
A groundnut oil gallon is 35,000. Then we sell per bottle 2,019.
I saw until they carry on before.
No. Inside last year it was around 20 something. But later it increased. But now it's not 35.
What about red oil?
45.
How much did they carry on before?
Last year it was around 50 something. Later it now dropped to 45.
So now the thing they don't come down, but they add price.
It has come down. It has come down. Unlike before, it has come down.
So how much they measure the smallest bottle?
300.
For which one?
Chelsea bottle.
For groundnut oil or oil?
The same price.
Okay, 2 of them might be 300.
300, 500. We have measurement of 500. We have measurement of 300.
Okay. So now this palm oil, not be the season with this, so?
It is the season now. This is the season of palm oil. I strongly believe that is the season, but I don't know. I don't know why the price is so high.
So you feel saying that the cost of fuel and transportation that make it high like that?
My sister, no. Maybe go out to Nubu. Now people that get that question to answer. Maybe we'll go drop to the book from the city. She come and give us the answer.
But if you say like for in any moment from now, maybe like next month, 2 months time, it will come down the price.
Hopefully now.
How much now they say groundnut oil now?
Groundnut oil one is now 1.8 for can. And the medium size 800.
How much na they sell them before?
Before now, the thing they come up like they rise, they come down, so depends. Like when we buy last now 1,000, but now it still come down small, so it not get stable price.
Okay, but now for market it don't cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap now.
What about red oil?
Red oil, yes, red oil is still cheap. Still they different from before.
How much they sell bottle now?
Bottle now still 1.8. Before now 2,000. Come down small.
So the groundnut oil, how much they carry on for jerry can?
Depends. 40. Now 38. 38. So
compared to one they carry on before, it don't reduce.
And come down small.
So if I want measure for Chelsea bottle now, like how much?
600, 500.
So groundnut oil, and I get different type of groundnut oil. We say okay, this one no they sleep, this one they sleep.
Yes, it did.
So the one where they sleep, the price is different from the one where they sleep.
Yes.
So how much until they sell them?
The one where they sleep, they more cheaper than the one where not they sleep. Yes.
So for red oil, no different price, different type now, just one.
Yes.
Groundnut oil and red oil before market, their price don't come down.
It really come down. True to not say me they not talking. It come down. Oil come down, groundnut oil come down. Garri come down, but now only last market now garri go up. Rice come down. Things come down. That it try pass about 2 years back. till last year to this year now, they really try things come down. But now money not there, market not there. You see, say the market since now, no market be like say na street market. People not they buy. They say money not there, but something cheap. So now we dey.
So how much now they say groundnut oil now the bottle?
The bottle now we dey sell 1817. The true price be that. All year we dey sell 15, 14, 13. Depends as the customer still buy am. He really try groundnut oil come down. So many things he come down, he try. The government really try for this one, but na money na not dey. People not dey market at all.
How groundnut oil and oil before market now they don't come down. The price don't come down.
Never come down. The market they wave up and down because of the fuel. And they say transport where they take care of coin too much. Now me the thing where they battle.
How much now they sell groundnut oil and oil for bottle?
Like bottle now for groundnut oil we they sell for 18. Oil we they sell for 13.
So that be the last price?
Yes, yes. They're not the less.
So how much did they carry the oil for gallon before and now?
When I buy last, I buy 48. Now. They put 500 on top, they say because of transport for fuel.
For red oil, be groundnut oil?
Red oil. Groundnut oil, we buy that one with gallon, 37.5. Now.
How much na fit carry am before?
As we say, if rain dey fall, anything they dear. We they buy like 50, 55. Now we never start now. And they buy for that price.
So they say groundnut oil na two type. The one where they sleep and the one where not they sleep.
It's there now.
So both of them are the same money that they buy am.
A different price. Like the one where not they sleep, we they sell that one for 2.5. This one where they sleep, so they sell that for 1.8. But they see the price, oh, the money not they correct.
So how much na cut they measure for Chelsea bottle?
Like Chelsea now, they sell Chelsea groundnut oil 500, oil 400.
Last price for that one?
That be the last price.
So but if you say as the price there like this, if it still come down?
We don't want me come down, we they pray me come down. I bet when I help us thought to them me come down. Then they say fuel, and fuel be the tea, oh, na fuel that they talk of. And be the tea. Tomatoes so they buy 25,000, 20,000. Now they buy 40. They see this one for years, so 40,000. You see and say all of them don't met. The country don't tire us. So Tinubu rescue us. So the country they give us that time at all. You see everywhere now, no customer, everywhere quiet. It's not supposed to be so. Before by this kind of time, what they say? See now, no customer, everywhere silent. Money not there the country.
You dey buy oil, abi? Compared to how you say they buy before and now, it don't come down.
It never come down. It's still the evil high. The over highness is too much. You see people see the price down. They see the price down. They know they feel buying. That oil where they there now don't reach 1 week for them. We never say. We there as we there. The country know they treat us well. May they reduce fuel.
If they say may they reduce fuel, like how much you say may they reduce the fuel to?
I don't understand. May they reduce fuel. Would they suffer?
Fuel they there, no light.
No light, nothing. I don't tire. No fuel, no light, nothing. All these city must will not get light. Solar now what people they use now, they have to bear now, it too cost.
Becoming more demanding, what was once a manageable cycle of harvesting and processing is now more expensive and less predictable. Many are forced to spend more just to maintain the same level of production. Traders, too, are facing difficult realities with higher purchases cost. They must decide whether to increase price or risk running at a loss. In many cases, the decision to raise price is unavoidable. The story of palm oil and groundnut oil is in many ways a reflection of a broader economic situation where rising costs continue continue to shape how people live, work, and survive. Yet, despite these challenges, Nigeria continue to show resilience, finding way to adjust, to cope, and to move forward in face of uncertainty. As conversation around solution continue, many hope for policies and intervention that will ease production costs, stabilize price, and make essential goods more affordable once again. Until then, the market remain a clear mirror of these times, telling story not just of trade, but of endurance, struggle, and survival.
We've come to the end of today's edition on Market Survey, and we've gotten to know the current price of palm oil and groundnut oil here in the market. So like I said before, it is no longer news that the fuel increase has affected trades. Now, traders are lamenting over the increase in transportation as it has affected the current price of palm oil and groundnut oil. And that's it on today's edition of Market Survey. I am Stephanie Notoriua. Thank you so much for staying tuned.
ITV, certainly
Anybody, that's what you hear. I'm not talking. Ọ̀yọ́ bá tọ́jú ẹ̀ ọba àtọ́pà ẹ̀. Ọ̀dọ̀ yẹn á tọ́jú ẹ̀ ọba àtọ́pà ẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ̀dúwà.
ITV, certainly the best.
All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's another lovely Monday evening, and of course, it's my pleasure to have you join us on yet another amazing episode of your ultimate rendezvous for guys on television. And I'm talking the Guys Hangout Show on independent television, reaching you live from the city of Benin. Now, for starters, the Guys Hangout Show is a unique show that teaches men to put themselves first in a society where the needs of men are hardly catered for. You know, it's very important that you invest in yourself as a man, just so you'll be able to give out to everyone around you. The show comes up every Monday on this station. My name is Harry Aigboje, and of course, it's my pleasure to have you join me on this episode of the show. All right, now, tonight we have a very interesting conversation, something that borders on trust issues. Now, a lot of times we hear people talk about trust, right? You know, some people accuse you of not trusting them enough. So the question we're asking tonight is trust automatic or is it earned? Yep, it's a very interesting topic, and it's something that I'm very sure a lot of you out there are going to find really, really interesting. Well, I'm not alone tonight. I've got two amazing people, two people who are really not new to matters of this nature. First of all, to my far left is someone that ran away, but he's back now. You know, I guess it's not unsafe to call him a prodigal son. Yeah, he's one of the founding fathers of the Guys Hangout Show, and it's always a pleasure to have him on the show. He goes by the name of Benedict Ochagu.
Yeah, thank you so much, Harry. I think prodigal would be a far-reaching word. Yeah, okay, but again, it feels good to be here this evening. It feels good, really, to be here. I've missed it here. I've missed the audience here on the Guys Hangout Show.
I've missed you as well.
Yeah, so sometimes it's just like that. We have to pay attention to more things, but sometimes you just have to have a blend, like a popular politician will say, "Inyendeba." So it feels good to be here, and it's a pleasure being here.
And of course, it's a pleasure to have you. And of course, seated next to him is someone else who, you know, has been away for a while, but he's back with us now, and he goes by the name of Osas Zabayo. Welcome on board, Osas.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's great to be here again. Though the last time I was here was on radio.
Okay.
The first time I'll be joining the Guys Hangout.
What was your experience on radio, though?
Wonderful, amazing, very, very interesting. Because back then you can just have fun behind the
behind the camera. I mean, nobody is watching you.
I'm telling you, but it was very interesting.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to be just as interesting tonight. All right, so let's get right to the business of the day. It's actually a very interesting conversation that we have before us. Trust issues. Now, I'm sure you guys can relate to, you know, the debates, or should I say the talking points around trust and trust issues, right? It's not uncommon to hear people say, because you love them, you should automatically trust them. So the big question we're asking tonight is trust automatic or is it earned? Because some persons would like to believe that just because you love them, like I said, you should naturally trust them. They don't have to earn it. You should love, love shouldn't exist without trust. As a matter of fact, love and trust go hand in hand, right? According to people in that school of thought. Do you share that school of thought? Let me begin with you, Benedict. Do you think trust is something that should be earned or it's something that is just automatic?
Well, for me, for the fact that it is the word trust, for me there is no line, there's no room for it being automatic, as long as it is the word trust. It is captured in the right sense of the fact that you have to earn it. There is something that happens over time. Even in trusting, you have to take your time to trust. You have to allow people earn the trust, like
prove themselves.
Yeah, like I said to somebody the other time, I told him that you were able to hurt me more than I deserve because I trusted you more than you deserve. Right? Yeah. People, when you trust people more than they deserve, the chances are that they might not really treasure that trust and they might just give it away at any slightest chance. But when you allow people earn trust, they learn the skill of protecting it because they earned it. I advise that as a guy, you learn the art of protecting your space. And the word friend, I see a lot of persons that anybody around, just because you exchange the phone number with somebody, you say the person is your friend. The word friend is a very, very big word. And then you see some other persons, you meet somebody, just within the space of weeks, the person has known everything about you, your past, your present, and your future. That is for me recklessness. That is for me carelessness. And so when we are talking about trust, in my own perspective, I feel that people should earn the trust. People should really get a measure of trust, because sometimes trust is not holistic at the beginning. It goes from one layer to another. I can trust,
step by step.
yeah, I can trust you on certain things, but in another thing, I might not really. So because of that sequence that it takes, I feel it's something that people should earn.
All right, Zabi, what's your perspective to this? Do you think it's automatic? Do you think that people should be trusted simply on the basis of their relationship with you?
Okay, so for trust, there are two phases to it.
Okay.
If you want to live a very simple, easy life, safe life, let people in their trust. But if you want to go very far, like very, very far, remove any. Just trust your God.
Just bestow trust on people, irrespective of whether they earn it or not.
Because there's this certain adage about how before you allow people in, have a certain knowledge of what they can do and who they are and all that. But I believe that if you really want to, I'm trying to coin it, not to.
If you have to apply that rule to everyone, then you won't have anybody in your circle.
Thank
That's what
you.
you're
So
saying.
in fact, that's the point I want to try and hit on, because if you want to be very safe and make everybody in their trust, like before this person comes into my space, before this person comes into my circle, I'm trying to see what this person can do, if he's going to hurt me, how he can hurt me. That is how trust is built, actually.
Yeah.
So in that particular moment, I'm trying to weigh and see how this person, his capabilities, his weak points, his anger issues. So at that moment, I understand everything there, and not trust the person. So in that phase, I know where to hurt the person or where the person can hurt me, and I'm trying to avoid all that. So trust, that is how trust builds, understanding and knowing people. That's why love is just a byproduct. Trust is a byproduct of love.
Okay.
Because when you love somebody,
you trust
just comes with it. It's just like one of the backpacks in love. So because you've known the person, you understand the person. But if you really want to go far, like most businessmen, entrepreneurs that go far, if you want to start banking on trust so much, you will not really go far. So
that's you taking it to the business angle.
Business angle, life angle, and all that. And in fact, relationship, there are most relationships that have started and this person throw trust out of the window. Like, let's just see how it goes. But there, like I said, there are two ways about it. It might end well, it might not end well. If it ends well, it ends very well. But if it doesn't end well, it doesn't end very well.
Okay.
So most of the time, you might not be alive to see that it ends well.
Oh, okay.
But if it ends well, you're going to enjoy it, right? So that is one thing about trusting your guts. And then it's like you trusting yourself, trusting your gut, instead of relying on trusting the person. Now I trust myself. Do I want to do this? So that's how I see it, actually.
All right.
So there are two areas.
Fair enough. Benedict, Zadri's perspective sounds really realistic. He tends to look at it from a realistic point of view, whereby he's saying that, you know what, if you're going to judge everyone based on their level of, should I say, credibility, you might end up not having anyone in your circle. And of course, the area that he mentioned is one that we are very much familiar with. You are a businessman, so I'm very sure you can relate to that. So what's your take to it?
The thing is, I quite understand what Zabi is trying to say, but there are extreme for me to his submission, because when you're talking about, for example, you just love and he talked about trust being a byproduct of love. I quite disagree with that, because you can love somebody without trusting the person.
Is that possible?
It's possible.
Like, you think it's practical?
It's possible. No,
okay, explain. Throw more light on that. Okay.
Yeah, you can, for example, I can meet a lady, and maybe because of how, on the basis of certain parameters, I can fall in love with her. For example, they say you fall in love, right? So But that may not necessarily mean that I trust that she can do this, I can depend on her on this. That may not necessarily mean that I trust that she isn't cheating on me. In fact, the people that are so much in love are being cheated on most, because love has a way of blindfolding them from taking account of certain things. You understand? Even when the red flags, even when the traces of that is supposed to be checked, because this trust or lack of trust is checked for sometimes, especially for those in love, because this is the guys' hangout show. And I know there are a lot of, especially younger guys out there that they are butterflies, you know, the kind of butterfly love and all of that. So this might just be a knowledge for them that yes, you can love. For those who believe that you can fall in love, I know that with age, a lot of you will understand that you don't necessarily need to fall. You need to stand. But again, that is that comes with experience. With experience. So you can fall in love, you can love. But the fact that you love, for me, I believe that love should even, real love should be a byproduct of trust.
Okay.
Yes. Because the reason why we have problem in our generation, people jump into marriages, jump into things they don't understand without taking account elements that makes marriage work. And the elements that makes marriage love is not necessarily love. It is trust, it is respect, right, and communication. Then if that is what makes marriage or relationship work, then it means that those things are as powerful as love itself. Right? So that is it. Then again, talking about the area where I agree with him in terms of business, because if you want to really do much in terms of business, you have to deal with people who are available. Sometimes you don't need to trust them. What you do, like he said, you trust your own girls. You create a system and trust your system. And so anybody you are bringing in works within that system. So you don't necessarily trust the individual, but you trust your system. Because if the person is this or that, the system will fish out the person. If we have been able to create a strong and dependable system for that. But even at that, when you are applying for the job, they will ask you to bring a reference, 2 references. And this person they ask you to bring are trust currencies.
Like guarantors.
Guarantors, yeah, that is the word, guarantors. These are trust currencies. And when they vet these persons that you are bringing, it is on the currency of these persons, because this person has been proven over time. They even give you specification that the person sometimes must be a director so and so place, or must be so and so, because it takes a level of pedigree to become a director there. So if that person can be a director, it means there is an element, there is an account of trust that he has earned over time. So on the basis, on his own currency, you are not being trusted. Not necessarily. So what I'm trying to say, that even in that sphere, trust is still being earned, either directly or indirectly.
Okay, trust is being earned either directly or indirectly. Now, how does, this question goes to you, Zabi, how does trauma, psychological traumas, determine your level of trust for someone?
Of course. So when we talk about trauma, we deal with a lot of memories. In fact, it comes from memories, good, bad memories. So psychological traumas usually come from bad memories. So looking at where we are right now, Africa and Nigeria in particular, where therapists are not really very common. And there's no much publicity for persons to visit therapists and all that. So many persons are working with trauma, working with psychological issues that are left untreated, and they just take it from one relationship to another. So that's why you see in a relationship a girl that's gone through a traumatic relationship, and then she's in another relationship. And then the new guy just comes in and does a dance step. The dance step triggers a memory that she has with the previous relationship of her with her ex having that same dance step.
Something as basic as a dance step.
Something as basic as a dance step, and then it triggers trauma. So this is where trauma has to be treated. So I think this is another campaign for treating trauma and mental issues. But if you're not properly healed from issues of maybe past issues that led to trauma, you're just going to continue. You're going to continue taking it to the next relationship and the next relationship. And then, if this, like I keep saying, every man has his flaws. In fact, every man has one side that he's struggling with. Even a pastor has something he's struggling with. Most persons will shy away from that. So, if you not see one particular flaw that is actually supposed to be common or normal, it becomes a trigger for you, and then you start saying, "Oh men." So that's why that's where the hard statement comes. All men are the same.
Men has come.
All men has come. All men are the same. And did you try all of them? No, it's just a few of them that you just saw the same issue, the same trend, and then not that they are totally bad. Just one particular flaw. Maybe this man doesn't dust his shoe before he enters the house, and then the whole house is dirty. That triggers trauma. So I believe this area at least totally goes away from trust actually, because at that particular moment, the person just does something little and then distrust comes in. Even if this is the best person for you, even if he treats you right. I think it's, a popular artist says 99 good plus one bad makes you a bad person. So just that one bad, the distrust totally comes in, and then you forget the 99 times that you had good experience. Okay. So that is how trauma works. And I believe that you just have to increase campaign for mental health issues, treatment of traumas and all that, which is totally on the low in this side of the world.
Well, in case you just joined us, it is the Guys Hangout Show on Independence Television, and tonight we're taking a look at trust issues. Is trust earned or is it automatic? Now, I'd like to ask you this, Benedict. What do you think? Let's look at the patience factor. Okay, do you think patience is relevant in this discourse that has to do with trust and trust issues? Because a lot of times we tend to judge people before we even get to know them. So what role do you think patience plays in this?
Well, because I believe strongly that trust should be earned, and so I also have to prioritize and give a place of pride or a place of dominance to patience. Because if people will earn the trust, it means that I have to give them time to earn it, right? So I have to give them time to earn the trust, and if I have to give them time, one element that is key is patience.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to give people time.
But the question is, how much time is enough time? If we are talking patience, if we are talking about giving people enough time to prove themselves, how much time do you think you could possibly give someone to prove themselves?
I think that is not cast on stone. Okay. It differs with individuals.
And it's based on discretion?
Yeah, on discretion and also with the person that you are dealing with. Okay. You might be lucky sometimes to find somebody who is great, a fast learner, who adjusts easily and all of that. But I think in building that trust, the first thing you look at is loyalty. Because until people are loyal to you, they cannot earn trust with you. Yeah, betrayal always comes with lack of loyalty. For example, if I'm working with Zabi and I am loyal to whatever we are doing, and I am loyal to the goal, the shared goals and everything, the chances are that I will not easily betray him because of loyalty. And then if, for example, I just have to start with the business aspect. And then if, for example, between a lady and a guy, if I am loyal to the lady, there's that level of loyalty, and she is also loyal to me, I think the chances are that over time, trust will be built fast.
Okay.
So that is why I say the first...
In other words, you're saying that loyalty builds trust.
Yeah, the loyalty actually is the first thing you look at. As you are building trust, you look at loyalty. Because if they don't show that sign of loyalty, the chances are that trust will be a scarce commodity in that relationship, whether a business relationship or a relationship between a man and a woman. So when we are talking about how much time is enough, it's not cast on stone like I said earlier, but patience. Because sometimes one of the things that life brings people to you to teach you is patience. there are some of us that are short fuse, for example. When God sees that you are short fuse, and God sometimes want to deal with that issue with you, He brings somebody who is so much, who is a lot around you. And then if you can manage that person, automatically you are not just making that person better. You will find out that over time you have become a better person.
Okay.
That is why you see that men that are married for 10 years, for example, after 10 years of marriage, single ladies always seem to be attracted to those men. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Yes, single ladies actually seem to be attracted to men that are married maybe after 10 years, after 15, 20 years.
Because they have an experience with women.
Single ladies actually, the reason is that when you make comparison between your single guy and this guy and the married man has learned patience with his wife. The married man has learned to take nonsense, that nonsense that your single guy does not take. This married man has learned the art of taking nonsense. He has learned the art of being patient, because his wife is a lot. They are trying to get ready to go to church. The wife woke up by 5 a.m. The man woke up by 6:30. He will still get ready before the wife and be waiting for the wife. They will quarrel for some time, but after some time, the man will just learn that this is woman for you. And for us to have peace and for us not to spoil our Sunday every day, I have to be patient. So naturally, the man will adjust and learn the art of patience in order to deal with his wife. And so with that, because of that, there is something that has shifted in the man, in as much as he has worked on a woman, but something again positive has also happened to the man. That is why you see that young ladies sometimes seem to, beyond the financial, because the older a man becomes, the older sometimes the more successful the man becomes. So young ladies, they also like successful. They are attracted to success, and then again there are traits.
Okay.
There are traits. For example, Zabi is married. The way those days when he was not married, when we rode together, the way he handled issue then, for example, when he arrived at the studio, he just called me that I'm here. And you could see from his voice there was no agitation, there was no tension, because over time he has learned patience. He has worked with a woman closely for a long time. So you can see a Zabi that is now patient, that is now enduring. So that is what it is, patience. Not really time bound, but again, just be patient. Over time, it can work.
Thank you so much. We're actually pressed for time right now. So as we begin to wrap up, I would like you to respond to this, Zabi. Betrayal. How does betrayal ruin trust?
Okay, so betrayal. How does it ruin trust?
Yes.
Okay. I already have something that I was already planning to say.
Okay.
But betrayal would always find a way to ruin trust. That I would not blame the person actually betraying. I would blame the person that actually trusted.
Really?
Yeah. So I think now let me now go back to what I was planning to say.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this life, I would advise don't trust anybody. Trusting somebody.
Now you are sounding like Tubaba.
Trusting somebody,
you can't trust somebody. You have to trust someone.
And give it to the person.
Okay.
The only person you should give that gun to is your spouse. The only person that can actually betray you right now is my spouse. That's it. Not my kids, not my parents. Nobody should be able to betray me, because when you're interacting and working with persons, you should always have
boundaries.
Not just boundaries. In fact, don't have boundaries, but always analyze everything you see and hear. Everything you take in, analyze it. There should always be, okay, if you're working with somebody, there should always be a plan B and then a plan C. There should always be contingency, because nobody should be trusted. If push comes to shove, everybody wants to save their head.
Sure.
So
it's every man for himself.
So save yourself from betrayals. I believe this is what is taught to most of these guys in the forces. You don't trust the next person standing next to you except your brother. You understand? So to avoid every form of betrayal, don't trust anybody. I believe we're all talking about trust.
Yeah, sure.
Don't trust anybody.
The safe side, right?
The truth is that betrayal does a lot of damage to trust. In fact, sometimes it goes beyond the person that even betrayed you. But again, betrayal is also an important teacher, because it teaches you. Because like what Zabi was trying to say, I learned that very late. Because before somebody will betray you, there will be traces to it. People don't just wake up to betray. You will see disrespect. You will see traces. So work analyze those traces and deal with it before it gets to the big
analyze
issues.
those traces, deal with them, and ensure you tackle them before they become a monster that you have to start running helter-skelter in order to conquer. Well, it's been an amazing show tonight, and I want to say a very big thank you to my guests, Benedict Ochagu and, of course, Zabayo Osas. It's been a very interesting conversation, and I'm sure those of you out there that have been watching have been taking notes, because there's a whole lot to learn from what they've said so far. Now, should trust be given to people without earning it, or should it be earned? Well, I guess that's left for you to answer. My name is Harry Agboje, and until I come your way again, same time, same station next week, do the right thing, stay out of trouble, and have yourself a lovely night rest. Bye for now.
ITV, certainly the best.
The new Edion expressed excitement as they danced and rejoiced before the Esama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawori Benedion, who also joined in the dance. As visiting and paying of homage to various homes of senior elders continued, the initiates spent 7 days performing diverse kinds of rites as required by tradition. They were furnished with rules and regulations regarding their new office as Edion.
That I grew up in this community to the point that they have now also chosen me as an elder in this community. It's a thing of great joy. All thanks to the Esama of Benin, my people, my family, everybody, all Okada community for this great honor. I am very, very grateful.
Well, this is my brother. I'll call him my uncle because he grew up with my father. I'm so proud of him because we are doing the same rituals as the Edions of the Okada. It is our duty for us to make this place a greater place, for outsiders to come and see the goodness of God in Okada. And I'm proud of every one of us here. So shall it be to each and every one of us in Jesus' name.
Waya wawesu Odion ma Okada zima Esama zima Dion Bona zima Dion Obala zima Dion Marawe Mari Esama Dion na Nimado pon Esama Nimado gbeken Esama e ma Dion wa na Esama magbekenene osabo obuyo bitone aba no get on maga no dia mi magame manido gbekene ne na ima yafe ima ato ima agbo oropa igugu dori ima adi awore ne o be ti agbo ya no we mi magame any Jesus no mi afa
in this summer in our father's house in respect of our initiation to elders Edion level. As tradition demands, we are here today to come and also pay homage to him, for him to also pray for long life and prosperity.
The climax after 7 days was paying of homage again to the Edion way, where he gave the initiate the full rights to function and to henceforth participate in meetings with Edion. It will go down in the history and minds of Okada community, Ovia people, Edo State, and Nigeria in general. The ambience, style, and the colorful ceremony associated with the 2025 initiation into the Edion Council of former Governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Nosagari Benedion, his brothers Bright Ayamekwe Benedion, Honorable Charles Osenwige Benedion, Peter Osawori Benedion, Dr. Fred Osawuni Benedion, Barrister Mike Osane Benedion, Executive Director Operations, ITV and Radio, Chief Elder Gbedio Wonse, Honorable Efosa Douglas Igbenedion, Ukponwa Igbenedion, Osawe Igbenedion, Edosa Igbenedion, Dr. Daniel Omarege Igbenedion, as well as Agbong Steve Igbenedion, among other sons of Okada.
ITV, certainly the best.
Paternity fraud is the intentional misrepresentation of a child's biological father. This deception can have profound emotional, financial, and legal consequences for the man who was misled into believing he is the biological parent, the mother, and the child involved. It's one form of misattributed paternity or paternal discrepancy. Specifically, paternity fraud is the intentional misidentification of a child's biological father. Paternity fraud is distinct from other unintentional misattribution which may arise from simple error, an accident such as mix-up during fertility treatment or a sexual assault. Paternity fraud is a significant and growing concern in Nigeria, driven by societal pressures, infidelity, and increasing accessibility of DNA testing. Recent reports from DNA testing centers suggest that approximately 1 in 4 men who seek paternity tests discover they are not the biological fathers of their presumed children. Paternity fraud is a situation where a woman misleads or deceives a man into believing and accepting he is the biological father of a child. It is a rampant, growing, but underexploited issue in Nigeria with significant ethical, legal, and social consequences. Despite anecdotal evidence suggesting a high percentage of up to 40% in some private DNA testing centers, there is a critical research gap in empirical data and logical provision addressing paternity fraud. Existing family laws do not explicitly recognize paternity fraud, leading to inconsistent judicial outcomes and inadequate restitution, for affected individuals. Cultural taboos connected to paternity testing further complicate the issue, as requesting a DNA test is often perceived as distrustful or disrespectful, challenging deeply held cultural values. This study examines the ethical dilemmas, legal gaps, cultural influences, and social impact of paternity fraud in Nigeria.
It's a welcome development. I don't have any issues with it at all. People don't just wake up and demand for DNA tests. It is based on circumstances and issues around relationship and trust. And that is why you see people coming up to say they want to be sure. We've had a whole lot of issues around paternity, both from the male angle and from the female angle. So we've had issues. And the only way you can draw finality or conclusion to it is when you ask for a DNA test. Now, the good thing about DNA test is that it is either 99% or 0%. So it's very easy to know that this is my child and this is not my child. Very easy. And I want to say that for me, I don't have any issues, I don't have any problem. I encourage it, particularly when there are doubts around the issue of birth. I don't see any reason if there are circumstances and you are demanding for paternity test. If there are no issues, then why are you afraid of it? You shouldn't be afraid when you know your hands are clean. So on the issue of breakages of marriages, of course it will happen. If it happened that it's negative, or it's positive, I mean, and it happened that your suspicions are correct, certainly it will lead to either divorce or separation, basically. I don't think that is a social problem at all, but it will also give you rest of mind to say, yes, either this is my child or not. We must begin to live faithfully with each other. I think that is it. If you know you are not faithful, also you should also know that you can be cut out. Basically, that there is a way we can identify and find out if you were faithful in your marriage. You know, all these things leads to succession as well, property rights and succession rights. So it is not just only paternity issues. It goes a long way when it comes to property devolution, as well as other areas of social issues that we must also look at. You do not want another person's child to inherit your property. So those are the things. You see, it's not something that just end up with the man and the woman. It goes further than that. And you will also record that late MKO Abiola, before he died, insisted that the majority of his children should be tested. And that happens. And you all know the result of that test. A lot of those kids or a lot of those children were not his at all. And because of that, they were denied the rights of property inheritance. You see, but of course, he would have done that probably when he was alive. So I don't see anything wrong with it. It should be encouraged in society, and it should be encouraged globally.
It has become a thing that people now practice it because of some reasons. Otherwise, before now, it's assumed that once a woman is pregnant and she's married, that pregnancy belongs to her husband, and eventually the child belongs to the husband. But within some circumstances that you now found that maybe the child is sick and the child is taken to the hospital, he needs blood transfusion, the blood does not rhyme with the supposed father and things like that. I think that's where the idea of doing DNA came about. And you and I know that it can be so disappointing that you are raising a child only for you to discover that that child is not yours. And to avoid all this, that's where they brought the idea of doing DNA. And also, when they want to travel out, well, there are also issues there. So you go to embassy with so much confidence, and at the end of the day, you find that the children you have taken to embassy to get visa, they are not yours. So it's really disheartening. But I want to advise my fellow women, let us be truthful to our husbands. If you know you can't stay with the man, instead of jumping around, just get out of the marriage so everybody knows that you are single. Instead of pretending to be married and yet you are more of a single person. And at the end of the day, you bring other men's children for the man to take care of. And at the end of the day, there are issues. So instead of putting yourself in that disgraceful manner, just stay on your own, and they know that you are not married. And you can do whatever you want into your life. Nobody is going to ask you, why are you doing that? In every action, there are always consequences. So everybody should stick to what belongs to them, so that the children you have will know that they are yours and things like that. But even the men, they do it with recklessness, except when the man eventually dies. You see people coming from every angle that this man was my father and all that. And I think that is not healthy. So let us believe morally. God says, if do not fornicate. So, and you know the punishment of fornication. So let's just avoid it and be faithful to our partner.
Findings reveal that economic insecurity, societal pressure on women to bear children, and restricted access to affordable DNA testing contributes to the problem. Key causes of paternity fraud include marital infidelity and concealment. Women may hide that a child was conceived with someone other than their partner to avoid divorce or abandonment. This can also happen when a woman gets pregnant, probably for her ex. In order to save her marriage and family reputation, she will cleave to an unsuspecting innocent loving partner, especially when the wedding date has been fixed. It does happen when the woman's husband lives abroad for greener pasture. Perhaps he stays out of the country for a couple of years and occasionally comes to visit once a year or once every 2 years to 5 years, leaving the woman lonely and vulnerable to temptations from other men. These ladies sometimes sleep with their house help or security guards. The brothers or best friend of the said man abroad may be lured into their net if they are not careful. Another factor is financial motivation, a desire to secure child maintenance, inheritance or financial support from a financially stable man. Sometimes desperate ladies go a long way to tie the man of their dreams with pregnancy. They know fully well that the pregnancy does not belong to the said man. Due to the financial stability, they can get pregnant for any man of their choice to remain relevant in the scheme of things.
In our mother's days, they don't even know what is called DNA. Because when you are married, you are married. You live with your husband and your children. It's one family. There's no looking out. And if you look out, they have punishment for it, grave punishment for it. So that was like a standard control that our parents used to sustain friendship in marriage, to sustain respect in marriage, and to sustain oneness in marriage. But these days, it's so unfortunate that young people no more take marriage very seriously, no more take relationship very seriously. They no more take oneness of the family very seriously. And all our culture and traditional effects of such misbehavior is no more in practice. So the best option is to go for DNA. And now we show anything that is not made by God may not be 100% correct. That is the truth about life. Anything that is not made by God is not 100% correct. So even the DNA, how we show is 100% correct. The person that is doing the test in the lab, any little mistake will give a bad name to a dog in order to hang it. So the way forward is that all those our cultural practices, traditional practices that are healthy should come back. We should effect it. What is important is your heart, your mind, your conscience before looking at deterrents from outside. In marriage, your heart, your mind, your conscience. This will guide you in order for you not to go astray, either as a man or as a woman. But when these virtues are lost, then we begin to call for DNA. Of course, that's the last resort that will solve the problem. If a woman is accused innocently, then the woman can confidently say, let's go for DNA. And that woman will be vindicated. That's the last resort for now that we have. People are ready to go and swear. Even if you say go and swear, people are ready to go and swear. After swear, they go and do other things to counter the swear.
If it is done sincerely, it brings sanity to preserve marital vow. And at the same time, if a man and a woman knows at the end of their journey, something will come suddenly like this, everybody will check his or herself. And the word integrity will prevail. Even nowadays, nobody cares. Nobody wants to know or care about integrity. And that is why sometimes, before you marry in those days, our parents want to know from which family do you want to marry. They go deep into it. If it's a family where you are hit and run, they will not allow. But a woman who has no manner or a man who cannot really preserve, go from one place to another, just bringing babies. And when you find out most of the children, they are sick, you don't need the cause. It's because Fanta face and Coca-Cola body. You find out the father is from another person, the mother is from another place. So how do we go about it? So it's in order to allow integrity to prevail in marriage, I think it is very good and better. And also people should always know that anything you do in secret will come up one day. So I think I personally encourage it. You don't start what you cannot end. When you don't want your house to be broken, we must allow the truth and the honesty. Where your marriage is tailored by your parents, they pay your dowry. Fine, you are being attached to yourselves. And you need to grow into yourself and then bring out children. That's what the Bible says. But the child you want to bring out, or children, are they from one source? They are not corn that you grown up under. So we pray there no broken home. But if the house is broken, you want to find out why. If you mess up your bed, how do you want to lie on it? I encourage it. See if anything come contrarily, you will find out if it is really not. I'm not talking about short course test. You do tests that is not a Yahoo test, retest, and whatever it comes out, fine. What brought this matter of DNA test is reality. Yeah, because sometimes hunger can kill faith. At the time that there is hunger in the land, a stupid person can just come and dash currents of pounds or dollars, then you fall off, you derail like trail. So that is why it is good this should be done, and there will be a legacy they want to follow, where for sincerity we are talking, and integrity will prevail. That will prevail in a marriage. Sincerity, integrity is what we are talking. Then when you have this, you may not bother, but when, in order to be properly sure, go ahead doing it, so that you have rest assured, peradventure anything happens.
Social stigma and pressure, fear of stigma, pressure to produce children, or pressure from family to have a father figure present. In Nigeria today, some ladies, in order to save their marriage, go extra mile to bear children for their partners, sometimes due to cultural pressure of having a male child or just to have children. Some religious women sleep around with the heads of a religious organization to bear children. Some ordained pastors and imams, traditional worshippers, some working class women get intimate with their colleagues in their places of work just to have children or male child in order to save their marriages.
I am fully in support of that. In terms of this, our modern living, why I really say I support it is that a whole lot of men have trained children for other people, being that they don't even know if they are the actual fathers of the children. The kind of lifestyle most of our ladies live these days, I will encourage that the government should make it reasonably affordable for every man or every child to have his DNA done. The reason for me, again, is that if you know the DNA of your child or you know the paternity test of a child, it gives you an in-depth responsibility for you to cater and do what you expect to do for that particular child all through life. But when you don't do it, or when you are not able to do it, when you start seeing some traces of abnormal character emerging from a child, you start imagining, what is this one coming from? And when these things keep happening like this, you see that you will lose trust, and at the end of the day, the psychological effect is enormous. It can even derail the entire system, the entire system of the man or the family. So that is just one of it. We also know that it has so much negative effect in doing it, because sometimes there are certain stories that don't need to be told in the course of living. So I will say that we have some things. Some people can manage a family. They may have some maybe limitations in terms of their production and all that from the men, and the woman tries to go out of her way to balance the entire house. And when she goes out of that way and gets the house balanced, perhaps bringing the child or something like that, and then the man eventually find out that this is not my child, it derails the man. For me, sometimes we allow slide, but majorly it is better we call a spade. We iron things out and make things work. Let the man know if he's adopting, let him know he's adopting. If he's not adopting, let him know the state he is. I will stand with that. But that doesn't deter us from telling us that sometimes certain things have to be kept quiet for peace to reign, for the entire community to be at peace.
Marriage is built on trust. And when you talk about DNA is like a breakdown of trust. When there's no breakdown of trust, DNA won't come. The reason why DNA cannot be ruled out, because you are living with human beings. You cannot also rule out the issue of trust and distrust. So it is there to clear doubt. So DNA naturally should not be compulsory for everybody. DNA test should not be compulsory for everybody. It should not be optional. When there are issues of doubt, then DNA cannot clear that doubt. of paternity questions. So the point I'm making is that DNA came to solve a particular situation where people had doubt on the paternity position of their kids. And we find out from results that most time the DNA prove 99.9% no paternity. So we have also found out that DNA comes out to say that paternity correct. So the point I'm making is that DNA should not be made compulsory by government. DNA should be the last resort to clear doubt when there are issues of trust. It's very important. Okay, so that's the reason why we encourage couple. This extramarital activity can actually lead to this issue of doubt. When there is trust in marriage, you've married your wife, you have cohabited and begin to raise children, the issue of DNA would never come up. Yes, but when there are this issue of cohabiting extramarital activities, you will discover that when there are issues, that will come in. Secondly, we have seen that, a child is sick, come and donate blood. And at the end of the day, the blood is not matching. What do we do? Then those are questions of that. So we have also seen situations. This guy was sick. The child, 5 years old, took the child to the hospital. The father was to donate blood. They tested the blood is not matching. It was questioning. And after the shouts and all of what that comes through all of that, the woman also did a DNA and discovered that it was not also her. And when they now went back to where they discovered there was mistake from when the child was given birth to, they had mistakenly exchanged that child. And because the woman knew herself, the woman insisted and went through all the rigorous, and they were able to find those people who they gave birth same time in that same facility, and they find her own child. So the DNA naturally cannot be ruled out. There are issues of doubt that it has come to solve. So this is my position. Number one, it cannot now be a must that you just have your child go and do DNA. No, it will create doubt when such an accusation against the wife. After the result, such marriage can no longer be as it used to be, because there's already doubt, there's already breakdown of trust, and one of the power of marriage is trust. So we must ensure that this trust base is kept. It is only when the trust is no longer there, then the paternity test becomes very important.
Emotional relationship security. The intention to trap a partner, keep a relationship together, or create a two-parent household. This is where the woman picks on any man of her choice that she felt will be able to stand the test when she gets pregnant, not minding that she's already in a relationship with another man that she intends to get married to, or she's already a married woman living in her husband's house. This may not be the same for every woman, because we have most women in Nigeria that respect relationship and of course respect the tenets of marriage, irrespective of the pressure built upon by society and family to bear male children or still to have children. Other case is uncertainty and concealment. In case where the mother is unsure of the biological father, she may choose a partner to be the legal father. This goes for women with multiple sexual partners. They may not know the guy that got them pregnant. On realizing they are pregnant, they choose from the range of sexual partners, especially the one they feel is financially stable and responsible to be the father of their unborn child. Cultural factors. Pressure to have children, particularly male children, in some cultures can drive women to hide the true paternity. This can happen in a traditional setting when the line of succession must be maintained. In order to maintain the lineage of the throne, some women will go out of their way to bear a male child or children to maintain the rulership of the clan. The question that is somewhat difficult to answer is whether families should be encouraged to go for paternity tests when the children are born to prevent a foreseen heartache. To ensure clarity in raising a family, a man is sure of. Another nagging thought is how many Nigerians can afford the money to go for a paternity test. It's quite expensive, and an average Nigerian will not be able to foot the the bill for a child paternity test, talk less of 2 or 3 children. With the high level of infidelity in Nigerian society today, how can a man secure his home without doubt, know for sure that the children he's fathering are his? There are causes and effects, actions and reactions are equal and opposite. Men, if you must travel out of the country, try everything within your power to take your wife along. After some months or years, let it not be for too long. Women, the choices you have to make as a mother goes a long way to affect the family. Maintain your dignity as a woman or a mother. Put your emotions in check no matter the pressure. Family members, do not put undue pressure on the husband or wife because of the absence of children in your son's marriage. Remember, be it male or female child, they are all gifts from God. Do not put yourself under undue pressure because you want a male child. Men have died of heartache or heart attack on realizing that the children they raised as their children were never theirs. Families shattered on finding out that though they grew up together, did everything together for a long time, were never of the same father. Look around families in Nigeria today, men are divided beyond recognition as the battle for paternity is tearing the fabric of the society apart. Trust dashed, love thrown out of the window, husbands and wives of dagger drawn, children confused on how to relate with the man they once called father. In all of this commotion, some men do not mind if the kid is theirs as long as they were the ones that the child gets to call father. Men have died of heartache or heart attack on realizing that the children they raised as their children were never theirs. Families shattered on finding out that though they grew up together, did everything together for a long time, were never of the same father. Look around families in Nigeria today. Men are divided beyond recognition as the battle for paternity is tearing the fabric of the society apart. Trust dashed, love thrown out of the window, husband and wives as dagger drawn, children confused on how to relate with the man they once called their father. In all of this commotion, some men do not mind if the kid is not theirs as long as they are the ones that the child gets to call father. Some families choose to bury such dark secrets to keep the family together by living with the pains of betrayal in each of their waking days. As for the ones that cannot take it, they head to court for divorce or return the bride price of the woman if the wedding was based on tradition. Look at that son or daughter of yours. Is he or she truly your blood as a father? As a mother, look at him or her very well. Is he truly the son or daughter of your husband? That man you call father, is it truly your father? Don't you think it's better to go for a paternity test? Who's your daddy? Who's your dada? Who's your pappy? Don't you think as a child you need to know who your father is? Wilson Omasha reporting.
ITV